right, hello everybody. I'm glad you're joining Miss Hoagland for another two-syllable vowel R controlled story. All right, first of all, before we start, I want to just review real quick what we've been doing with R controls. We have what we call the three bears, the ER, the IR, and the UR. We just try to relate that to Goldilocks and the three bears, and that kind of helps us remember that the three bears say Okay, we go put your teeth together and go good job. All right, the next one we have one pirate, and a pirate holds a sword in his hand or a hook and goes arr. Your jaw needs to drop on that one, arr. And then we have poor little or O, the other guy, okay? Or can either be seen as OR or it can be seen as ORE. Now, one thing I do when we do this is you always need to be, it needs to be vowel, then the R. So we always look for the vowel in a word, and then we tap the vowel and then wrap it with that R. That means that that E is controlled by the R now. If you just try to sound this out, you might not get out of it, or or is it R? Or is it or? So it's very important that we recognize these chunks or letter patterns, that they are making a different sound than what you would normally interpret them as. We call them tap and wrap. All right, friends, here we go. For the sake of time, I have gone ahead and written down the words for this week, and we are going to do a story called Monster in the Desert. All right, the very first thing that you have to know in order to be able to recognize this pattern is you have to be able to recognize the vowels at A, E, I, O, U, and Y if it's not at the beginning. All right, so it's very important that we always recognize the vowel. So what we're going to do in these words is we're going to identify the vowel. We're going to look for the R-controlled vowel first, and then we're going to look for any other vowels that might be in there, and then look at see if there might be any other letter patterns that we can follow in this story. All right, so here we go. Very first word right here, number 1, I have O-T-T-E-R, and remember we're looking for what? ARs, ERs, IRs, ORs, or URs. So I see an ER right here, so I automatically know that that's going to be a chunk. Now, is that a bear, a pirate, or? Is it R, or? It's going to be an Well, we also got a vowel right here, okay? Now, I also see that this is a vowel, consonant, vowel, which means we're going to split this word right here. Now, if we split it right there, we have a closed syllable in the first part. And remember, every syllable has to have a vowel or vowel team or vowel chunk. So this vowel should be short. So we have ought. And then right here in the second part of the syllable, we have t. And do we have or do we have We have So it's ought, otter. Have you ever seen an otter before? An otter? An otter's a odd-looking little animal that swims in the water, or you can find them around the water. All right, the next word that we're going to go to, number 2, over here. We are looking for our vowels. I see a vowel right here. Now this is actually R-A. It's not A-R. Okay, it needs to be vowel, then the R. And then I have another vowel right here, but I have an R after it. So I'm going to tap and wrap that puppy. Okay. That becomes, is that an an R, or an OR? That one is an OR, you're right. So now we look from the vowel on, look for a pattern. So we got vowel, consonant, vowel. All right, so where are we going to split it at? So we got track. Again, we have a closed syllable. Track, that tour, tractor, a tractor. And this actually sounds like and that might be a little bit of dialect. Okay, there's not really a real reason for this one why it says but it sounds like tractor. Well, do we see them driving tractors around, or do we see them driving tractors around? sounds more like okay? So it kind of sounds like more like the All right, we're going to go down to number 3. Things I notice, I'm looking for my vowels. I see one right here. And I also see an ER right here. I'm going to tap and wrap. Bear, pirate, or. It's a bear right here. Well, now I know that I cannot, no, under any circumstances, split this TH. This TH has to stay together. Now I see vowel. Remember, we want to go vowel on. Vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel. So that's a pattern, so we can split it right here. That makes this a closed syllable because that U is trapped by the N, so it has to make it short vowel sound. Thun. And then we go to the second part of the word, or the second syllable, and we have d-er. Thunder. Thunder. Good job. Hopefully you're getting this. All right, word number 4. Word number 4. Here we go. Oh, I see that WH right away. Can't split it. And I see an I right here. And then I see a ER. I'm going to tap that and wrapping it up. Okay, I have a vowel. Go from vowel on. Vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel. Well, guess what we're going to do? Hi-ya! We're going to chop it in half. So now we have w-is, whis. K. Is this a Is it whisker, whisker, or whisker? It is whisker, whisker. So that one makes the sound like we want it to. Number 5. Okay, we're going to look for our vowels. We got one right here at the beginning. Then we have another one right here. Tap and wrap. It's the ER. Is it going to be an an R, or an OR? So let's see. We got vowel. Remember, vowel on. Vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel. We're going to split it between the two consonants. Now, have a closed syllable. Un. Second part of the word. Und. Undar, or undor. It's under. Yes, absolutely. It is one of our bears. Under. Under. Have you ever been under something? Okay, good. All right, this is a tricky word all the way around. Tricky word. The very first thing that I notice is I notice the GE. And when I see a GE, I know that this G almost always makes the J sound. Okay, it's going to make the J sound because of G-I, G-E, and G-Y. I also see an ER. Now, is that going to be an an R, or an OR? Okay, we'll have to decide. And then we have a B and an I right here. Okay, I see a vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel. We're going to split it just like we normally do. When we do this first syllable, if we didn't recognize this G, what made the J sound, then it would be g-er, g-r, or g-or. It'd sound like g-er, but because I know that G-E, G-I, G-Y says j, I know it's j-er, jur, jur, b-i-l, gerbil, gerbil. Well, it sounds like we say gerbil, but it's a gerbil. It's a little tricky. I just watch on what it sounds like right here. It kind of sounds like bull right there. Okay? But I think that you can figure it out if you got gerbil, gerbil. I think you can get it. Gerbil, little bitty animal in a cage, runs on a little wheel. All right, here we go. Number 7. Number 7. Okay, looking for my vowels. Oh, I automatically noticed 2 of the same consonant right in the middle. I recognize that as a pattern. And then I have an E and an R, so I'm gonna wrap that. Okay, so now I have vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel, split it. I have ham, hammer. How many of you have ever used a hammer before? I'm really curious. We have an otter, a tractor, thunder, whisker, under, gerbil, and a hammer in this story. I'm curious how these words are going to play in this story. Okay, the next word I have, I got a vowel R, so I'm going to wrap that up. There we go. And then I also have an A right here. I'm going to go vowel on. I see vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel. Split it. Now if I look at my first syllable, I have b, b, r, or b, or. It's a bear, so it's going to go b, lap, lap. Burlap. A burlap is a type of cloth. Burlap. Might be a bag. Okay, and that was word number 8. Number 9. Ooh, this word's a lot like the G word right here, and the G-E-G-I-G-Y, the soft G. Well, guess what? There's also a soft C. I automatically recognize this C-E right here. So if I see, just like this, G-I-G-E-G-I-G-Y, C-E, C-I-C-Y, this C is going to say S. Okay? So here's my vowel. Then I got double consonant in the middle, just like I did on the M's and just like I did on the T's. Automatically can tell what that is. And then I have a tap and a wrap with an R. So that's my other vowel. So now vowel on, I've got vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel. What are we going to do? Split it. All right, so now we have to figure out what this word is. Sell, R. Cellar. This is one that does not sound like it. It sounds more like an okay? Just so we know that this AR, it is a chunk, but it sounds more like the cellar, okay? And a cellar is something that is underneath the ground. You can either use it as a storage area for canned foods and stuff like that, or you can also use it as a storm shelter type of place. All right, the next word I automatically see, do you see it? I see the tap and wrap right here. You are. And then I also see an I right here. So I have vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel. I'm going to split it. So now I have turnip. Turnip. How many of you have ever eaten a turnip before? Turnips are very popular down south. Turnips. Turnip. Okay. Number 11. Okay. I automatically see SH right here. And another thing I automatically see is I see an ING. So that tells me that this word has been changed. This word originally is share. Okay, I see the AR right here, and I see the I. The ING is a suffix, so we know we're going to split that off right here. This AR right here, ARE, sometimes when you have ARE, it sounds like air, the word air. It's not actually the word air. It looks like our sharing. We don't sharing stuff. They're good at sharing things. Okay, it looks like sharing. This E, if you just have the word R right here, well, when we put it in the word, I can't even think of a word, spare, it is the same as this one right here, and the same as there. That's another one that has that air sound. You just have to become familiar with it. Okay. All right. Does that make sense? So we have otter, tractor, thunder, whisker, under, gerbil, hammer, burlap, cellar, turnip, and sharing. One last time, we're going to look through them and identify those ERs, IRs, URs, ORs, and ARs. I think I might have said them all. So we got an ER right here, an OR right here. You need to automatically recognize these in these words, okay? Sometimes a word will have more than one in it. It'll have two. So that's why it's important that you always recognize what a vowel is near, because the position of it in a word has a lot to do with how it sounds, okay? So we have our A's, our E's, our I's, our O's, our U's, and our Y's. A vowel if it's not at the beginning of the syllable. All right, here goes our story. We have this story called Monster in the Desert. Monster in the Desert. I'm going to make sure you can still see it. And yes, you can. All right, here we go. Monster in the Desert. So the very first thing I'm going to do on this story, since we're just reviewing, is I want to look and see if I can find any of the words that we learned just a minute ago. So we have desert in the title. Okay. Oh, and we have monster too. Okay, we didn't do this one, and I'll talk about that one. This is a H-E-A-R. This is the one that doesn't follow our rule. Boy, I'm going to tell you what. There's lots of them in here. This is a single syllable, so they didn't push this one out. This one right here is not around, it's around. We have monster here. Mortal. I don't think we talked about that one, but that one's here. Mortal means that you don't live forever. Then we have desert, monster. Ooh, we didn't have this word, but we've had this word before. This word is scarlet. Silver is a word that has a in it. Temper. Ooh. Monster. Remember, we're looking for R-controlled vowels. Silver. Temper. Ooh, a spider. Spider. A monster. Fear. Tearful. Cry. No. Noise was. It was time to face the monster. Scarlet eyes and silver teeth. Better. Better is a good word. Turned. That's that UR in there. The air. There's that AIR again, that AIR sound. And then, yeah. So, words that don't really fit the pattern are going to be the word very, near. In the word near, we have the word ear. That kind of helps us a little bit. We already talked about around. This word right here, this one we just look for the vowels just like we did before. This one has an O-R-E, okay? So we have vowel, consonant, 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 vowel. Well, I know that P-L is a blend, and I know that E-X can be a prefix. So this word is explore, explored, okay? The word heard, again, it has heard. It has the word ear in it, but that does not work. It sounds like heard. Sounds like heard. We talked about around. Monster, it works. Mortal works. Desert works. Monster works. Scarlet. Scarlet is like a red, a color. It's a color. Silver is a color. Temper. I bet you've never had a temper before. Temper tantrum. Temper's when you can get really mad. A monster. silver, temper, spider, spider, monster, fear, oh, there's that ear word in there again, tearful, so fear rhymes with tearful, monster, scarlet, silver, better, turned, and there. All right, friends, ready? So the rest of the words are essentially sight words. So we want to see kind of what this story is about. Monster in the desert. While walking in the desert to explore, I was sure I heard a noise very near to me. This word sure, you don't hear the E, okay? I was not about to turn around and look. I just kept walking. I knew it had to be a monster. The noise could not be that of a mortal man. In my mind, I could see that the desert monster was tall, with scarlet eyes and long silver teeth. He had to have a mean temper. Any monster with scarlet eyes and silver teeth had to have a mean temper. I had the same feelings I have when a spider is near me. I hate to see a spider, and I knew I would hate to see this monster. Out of great fear, I began to be tearful. I told myself try to not cry. I had not even looked to see what the noise was. It was time to face the monster with scarlet eyes and silver teeth. This would be better than walking in fear. So I turned. There he was, a small rabbit. Now, I read that story very mechanical. I didn't use really good phrasing in it. Our goal for reading this is to make sure, first of all, that we know all the words. Oh, and I missed scarlet. Okay, make sure that we know all the words in it, and now we're going to read it for fluency. So my goal is I want to push all the way to the period, and then I want to make sure that after I push all the way to the period that I attack the next sentence. Okay, I want to keep right on reading. While walking in the desert to explore, I was sure I heard a noise very near to me. I was not about to turn around and look. I just kept walking. I knew it had to be a monster. The noise could not be that of a mortal man. In my mind, I could see that the desert monster was tall, with scarlet eyes and long silver teeth. He had to have a mean temper. Any monster with scarlet eyes and silver teeth had to have a mean temper. I had the same feelings I have when a spider is near me. I hate to see a spider, and I knew I would hate to see this monster. Out of great fear, I began to be tearful. I told myself to not cry. I had not even looked to see what the noise was. It was time to face the monster with scarlet eyes and silver teeth. This would be better than walking in fear. So I turned. There he was, a small rabbit. How would you feel if that was you? I know I would feel a lot of relief if that was me, that it wasn't a monster after all. All right. If you want to practice reading this story, you can pause it and you can continue trying to practice this until you can read it fluently. Try to read it to someone else. You can try to time yourself and see how far you get in a minute. And then you can pause it and see how many words you got per minute. And that might kind of give you an idea of where you're at. All right, keep practicing, keep reading. Love you lots. See you next time.